Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. I'm from Auckland, New Zealand, and I enjoy my card making, paper crafting, and it's great to be able to share some inspiration, tips and ideas with you today. So each Thursday at 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time, I come to you via my Facebook Lives and share some ideas for card making, paper crafting. So I hope today's ideas inspire you and you too can have fun with the crafting supplies that you have. So thanks for joining me today, whether you're joining me live, whether you're watching this recording later on Facebook, or even perhaps watching this on YouTube. So thank you for being here. If you are watching this on YouTube, I'd love, if you enjoyed it, please like it and also subscribe to my channel. And feel free on Facebook and YouTube to share this video with others as well, others that you know that may enjoy paper crafting, and let them know about it too. So this week, a couple of days ago, we had some new products introduced from Stamping Up as part of online exclusives. So what that means is these particular products aren't in a catalogue, but they're in the online store. But you can still order them the usual way, online yourself or through a demonstrator like myself. Now with these online exclusives, they are available, while stocks last. So if there's something you really like, I would encourage you to get them sooner rather than later before they go. They could be around for a while or they may not. So keep an eye on that. So hi, welcome. Thank you to those that are joining me live. Hi, Rebecca, great to see you here. I know one of my regulars, Linda, can't make it live today, so she's going to watch it later. Often we have Natalie here, Helen. So whoever, if you're here, please say hi. And I look forward to sharing this with you today. So what I'm going to share with you today is I'm sharing the Meandering Meadows suite. So this is a wonderful new suite that is part of the online exclusives. As demonstrators, we get to pre-order it, so I've had a little bit of a play with it, and I shared it last week, predominantly the papers. Today I'm going to share the papers again and also the die set, in particular the arch. And I'll show you the other things that are part of the suite as well, and hopefully that gives you some ideas for your crafting. The papers are wonderful, lovely scenes and things that does a lot of the, for your card, that's the main focus of the card, and then you can embellish it and add extra to it as well. So I hope you like today's cards, and remember, if you are keen on these products, then don't delay, get them sooner rather than later. All right, I'm going to turn my camera around and we will get started and do some crafting. So let me show you what is in this suite. So these are the papers that I was talking about. So there's lots of different scenes, and you may have seen them last week as well. Lots of colours, and they're 6 by 6. Not quite sure if I showed you the other side last week, but beautiful, beautiful papers. So these have been designed by an artist for Stamping Up. And then on the back, we haven't got flowers as such, but some cool colours and patterns and things. So they'll be great for your creations as well. It's always hard when there's such beautiful designs on one side to, is that one the wrong way around? Oh no, to use the other side. So they are the designer series paper. Then we've got this stamp set, which is great for anyone liking gardening or outdoors and things. You've got the gates there, wheelbarrows, watering can, gumboots. Oops, there's another piece here. And then these dies. So some of these dies will cut out things like the watering can, the wheelbarrow. You can just cut a gate. There's one die that will cut out, let me take it off, the actual dies. And then there's another one that you can just use for an embellishment. There's some grasses, so lots of cool things there. But what I'm going to focus on today is this cool arch. As well, we have some embellishments. So we've got some dragonflies and some birds. I don't know if it's easier if I put it down for you to see. And they're quite flat, so they're not going to be bulky on your projects. And then there's also some ribbon that's part of the suite too, which is quite cool. Sort of vanilla colour with pecan pie going through it. So it's a very nice suite. So you can get the things individually or you can get it as a whole suite together. And when you get the stamps and the dies together, you get 10% discount as well. So I imagine these papers are going to be very popular and go quickly. So don't delay if you like them. So hi Elaine, great to see you joining us today too. Thank you for being here. Wonderful. All right, so let's get started and I'll show you what we're going to make. Put that aside, I'll come back to that. So I've got a couple of cards here that use the arch. So with this one here, it's quite similar to some of the things that you might have seen Stampin' Up produce. So some examples there with the crumb cake background. So with this particular arch, you'll see my inside piece. There's no pattern on it. It's just the cardstock or the paper behind. Whereas this one here, if you look closely, I don't know if it's better way, can you see the pattern there? So that gives you two different options, two different ways of doing it. And I'm going to show you both. So initially I did it this way. So you probably use a little bit more paper and you don't get quite so much choice of positioning where it is on the paper. This one you do. But yeah, it depends personally what you like. I actually quite like the clean look on the inside, but this works as well. And what I like to do is sort of look at what colours are in the paper and sort of pick those up. And I didn't want anything too bright for this one. So this is Petal Pink and this is Crumb Cake. So I'll start off with this one first. And then you'll see this one here is another one very similar to it, but different papers. And I have added some of the little embellishments to it as well. And with this one, I have mounted it on dimensionals. This one I haven't. I kind of had to stick it down flat, but I have figured a way out that you could also dimensionalize. I like kind of that extra layer as well. Okay, now which one did I say I was going to do first? This one, didn't I? Okay, so we've got our crumb cake. So I've got my base and then I've got a piece to go on the front, which is a little bit smaller. And then what I'm going to do is put my die on and cut that out. Now there's two ways of doing it. You could add an embellishment over the top, or you could kind of stamp at the bottom. So we'll do one of each on those. So I've got my machine here to die cut. And very warm plates, as you can see. So I'll put that down and line it up and try and get it even, and a little bit of space at the bottom in case I decide to put my sentiment there. And I've got the arm on the wrong way, not left-handed, but that's all right. We'll just do it with my left hand, which is a little bit different. I should have spun it round. Okay, so there we go. And that gives us that shape. So we don't need this. We could use it for another project. While I'm here, I'm going to cut the other one on my Petal Pink piece too, since we're all set up. How about I flip it around? This is what I meant about being back to front. Now the handle's on the correct side for me. Whoops, bent that slightly. And we're going to line that up and put that through. And then we'll have to, whoops, cut our paper, but we're going to do it differently from both, so that's why I'm going to show you how to do this. All right, whoops, we're moving the paper behind. Okay, so I'll move that out the way for the moment, but I'll bring, whoops, crash bang, there go the plates. We'll bring it back shortly for our paper. Right, so this one here we're going to do on the crumb cake. So whether you want this side or this side, maybe that's quite nice. So let's go with that. So we're going to cut it down. So my crumb cake piece is 10 centimeters, so I want it to be a little bit less than that. And I want the right side, so I'm going to flip it over just to make things. So I don't want it 10, I want it to be less. So let's make it 9.5. So when I put that there, there's a bit of a gap either side. Now I need to decide placement wise, like do I want more sky, but then I can't see the flower. So I'm thinking about here. So we'll trim a little bit off the top there and a little bit off the bottom. We can always trim a little bit more. How is that? That looks pretty good. I really wanted to see these flowers at the bottom. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell, but is my arch slightly wonky? But I don't have another spare piece to cut, so we'll just have to go with it for now. All right, so this one is the clean look on the inside. So I'm going to get my glue, and I didn't have it. Maybe it's my other one. This one looks like. No, none of them are working. So a tip, if your glue isn't working, get a paper clip. Often it's gungy around here, so make sure there's no, if you haven't used it for a while, it gets a bit kind of thingy. And then pull that out. So that's just a paper clip. And then she says, yay, and then it works. Whoops, we don't want too much. Okay, and then put that on. And then I'm just going to flip it over and make sure I'm happy with how it's lined up. Like so, yes. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then, so for this particular one, I have done the sentiment which I've stamped on, so we're not going to need this piece. And, sorry, just adjusting the camera. Yeah, so on a scrap piece, I'm just going to stamp a thank you or a thinking of you or something like that, and I've just done that in crumb cake. And angled it, so just on a white piece. Oh, it's upside down, but that's all right. We can flip it over like so. And I'm going to put that onto my card base with dimensionals. Okay, now I might do something different because it's slightly wonky. If I put it down here, that might just hide that wonkiness. All right, so we're going to do it slightly different. Yeah, if I had more time, I would probably cut another one out, but I have nearly run out of crumb cake and it's on my next order, so that's why I'm using what I've got. Hi Lynette, thank you for joining us today. Good to see you. All right, here we go. So let's put that up the right way. So I do like the layers with the, not layers, but the dimension with that. Okay, I like the double bow. So here's my tip for doing a bow. And if you've seen it before, you get to see it again. All right, so I'm going to use 3 fingers. So I'm going to have the end up there. I'm going to wind it around once, twice, and then I'll finish the tail down here. And I'll use my ribbon scissors. Cut that off. So it's 2 complete circles and then finish top and bottom. Then I'm going to get a small piece to wrap around to tie it up. Now it's really hard to tie and hold it, so this is my tip. So I'm going to get this piece here and a glue dot. So my glue dot is my extra pair of hands. So where's my glue dot? Here. So I'll stick that down on my table. Now I've got to see it. Where is it there? Put this down in the middle. Whoops, can stick on the table. This is come undone. All right, and then I'm gonna stick that over the top, and that holds it for me. Isn't that cool? And then I can just tie a knot. It's holding it for me. It's not sliding. Ta-da! And then I have my double bow. Then I'll just adjust my tails. So we've got the 4 tails. You can trim them if you need to, or just adjust it. Same length, different length. Now we've got a choice. Like I said, I'm going to put this down here. And the advantage of this is you get to see more of the image. So sometimes, we make a mistake, but we can learn things from it. So I could either put it on the corner here. I'll put that on dimensionals in a minute. Or I could kind of put it behind. So it's sort of like that more. What do you reckon? What do you like? I'm thinking maybe that corner. So let's get our dimensionals. As you can see, I used that bit for something else, but that didn't work. So 2 sides, we've got 2 sides for everything. And we're going to put that there. So there you go. So even if you mess up, we'll make it work somehow. Right, now I'm going to find another glue dot to put it on with. And we'll put it on here. No, didn't pick it up. There it is, it's still on there. Okay. Just on the corner there, I think. So how's that? So pretty quick and simple, but I love that archway and the way it just really frames that image. So the question is, do we want to leave it, sorry, these things on the corner here, do we want to leave it nice and plain like that, or do we want to add some embellishments? So here's my other example with the embellishments, which are quite nice. This is quite like, this one we've got quite a bit of sky. This one we've got a lot of trees and things. So maybe we could just add, well, I mean, odd numbers are always good, but let's see. At the moment we'll be adding no embellishments because here can't find them, but I've just found them again. So what do we reckon? Let's go for a couple of birds. They kind of look like they're flying, so let's put one up there. Is it going the other way? That one there. How's that? I'm not sure where else to put another one, but you get the idea. Do like 3s of things. Maybe we could put, I don't know, a dragonfly up here by the trees. How's that? Anyway, you can have a play. You can either leave it plain or you can add the embellishments to it as well. So how's that? So a few different options there. All right. So which one is your favourite? So this one here, we've moved our sentiment a bit lower down, hiding our not quite symmetrical arch. And the other one's no embellishments, or then the 3 embellishments there. So that's the first card. So that's by using a whole piece and adhering it to that. For the second one, we are going to cut out our arch. Now, this one here has quite a lot of sky. So if I was to do that, we could probably go a little bit lower. You know, you've still got quite a lot of sky. If I was to cut out the arch, like so, then I could go even a bit lower. And it looks like this. Now, I think I've got one that I prepared earlier. She says, trying to find it. Where's it gone? Why is it in my lives that things always disappear? Sure, I cut it out before. Is it behind? No. I will have a look. If not, we'll cut another one. And then I'll find it straight after. Now with this one, I have stamped here or stamped here. Now if you got my newsletter, you'll realize why I put this bow here initially. It's because I got a bit of smudged black ink on it, so it was to cover it up. But actually I quite liked that. So when I did it again, I went with that particular bow in that corner, which looks quite nice. All right, so we're not finding the pre-cut piece, so we're going to cut it again. Whoops, crash bang. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to put that in. So we're going to trim it down. We can use that piece for something else. And we will cut out our arch. So this will give that pattern on the inside as well. So if you look at this die, you'll see how there's grooves either side. So whether you're using this piece, or of course you can use this piece as well. All right, so let me trim that. So, because it won't quite fit in, so we need to cut off. We can make that a bit wider than normal, like so. And let's cut it out. All right, so using our machine, a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Love this. One of my favourite tools. So we're going to put that on there. So we want the tree, bit of the path, and a little bit of the sky. And whoops, I need to put that underneath as well to make it the right thickness. So let's line it up again. So right in that bottom corner and the top plate. All right. Wind it through. Just need to push it to get it going. There we are. And then this one's going to have that little pattern around it. All right. I'll take these off so they don't fall this time. And here is our cut piece. Now, if I was to put this on the card base, what I've done in the past is I have glued that down and then glued that down, but obviously it's flat and I want to lift it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is get a piece of white and adhere it to it. So I need to make it you'll see what I mean. So you can do it just like that, or you can do this if you wish. So I'm just going to trim a piece that's a bit smaller than what we've got. Okay. And then we can dimensionalize it too. So I'm going to put some glue on here. Which one have I pulled out the wrong one again? Or I might need to do my little trick again. I think I need to open a new glue is probably what I need to do. Okay, here. None of them are working this morning, or this afternoon rather. And I've lost, oh, here's my thing. I'll poke it again. Okay. No, which one? This one's got lots in it. I can feel it. Nothing like the pressure of being on a live. Okay. Yay, glue. So what we're going to do is put that on there. Don't worry if the glue can be seen. We're going to glue again. Okay, maybe it's easier if we do it this way around. There we are. Okay, perfect. Then we'll put some glue in here and put this in. Ta-da! Look at that. Now we can dimensionalize that when we put it on our card front. But before we do that, I wanted to stamp in the bottom corner. So I'm going to use the Petal Pink and I'm going to use the Thank You. So there's a couple of different thank yous. This set is a very cool set. Go to greetings. It's got happy birthday, thinking of you, just a note, thank you. And it's different sizes. So if you need, you know, kind of a larger, medium or small. Or the other one I've used is from the Timeless Arrangements, which is a slightly simple thank you. So I've got that one on a block. So I'm going to go ahead, put that one down there. Good thing with this one is it's photopolymer, so I can exactly see where I'm putting it. This one here is the rubber, so I still, you know, managed to get it okay. All right, there we go. Now we're going to put it with some dimensionals. So I'd like to know, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the cleaner look with no die cutting on the inside of the arch? Or do you like this one where you've cut out the picture as well and got the die cutting part on the inside too? Which is your preference? So do you like the crumb cake because there's no die cut on it, or do you like the petal pink because there's a bit more pattern on it? There we go. Oh good, there was a slight smudge there. I've got rid of that now. Okay, there we are. So it looks a little bit simple. You could leave it like that, but let's do our bow again. So if you missed it the first time, let's watch again and see what we do. Let's put that up there. Okay, so around my hand, so I'll do it the same way. So at the top, and then we go 3 fingers, 1, 2, and then trim at the bottom. Cut another piece. Maybe it would have been easier to cut the other piece first. All right, get our glue dot, stick it down. Here's a glue dot, put that there. Put this piece down, put this piece on top, and that will hold it for us. Is that about the center? Just, I think that's there. Get rid of all these dimensional bits. Did they end up all over the place? Okay, stick that down. That will hold it for us, and then we can tie it. Pull it tight, so like that. Nice. Okay, and then rearrange the tails how we want. And then I'm going to put it on the top left of my card. So I sort of want the tails going down. Just adjust my loops. Get another glue dot. Love glue dots. Great for putting ribbons and embellishments and things on. There we go. Just like that. So, next question. Do we want to add some embellishments or do we want to leave it plain? What do you think? Oh, so someone likes both. Lynette likes both. So yeah, it's just different. I think maybe on this one, when there's quite a bit of sky, that pattern looks okay. When it's, here's another one with that too, and this one is without on the inside. So yeah, either or. And it might depend on placement of the paper too, because obviously you can be a bit more exacting with this one. So should we add a little bit of embellishment to this one as well? Some birds and, oops, I've got it upside down, turn it over. Let's have a look. What should we do? We'll do this one up here, this one over here, and we could do all birds or we can do a dragonfly, maybe a bit lower down. Whoops, like so. There you go. So that is using the arch from the Garden Meadow dies. So let me show you the originals. Oops. So that's what we did. So today's one was this one because we had to hide that not so straight arch. So there you go. And you could obviously choose a different colour base depending on what colours are in your papers and things. But I've gone, can you see that sort of petal pink in there? That's why I've teamed it up with this one here. This one I've gone from more neutral colour with the crumb cake. So it can be a thinking of you card or a thank you card or whatever you like. And then added some embellishments and things. So there we are. So that is the Meandering Meadows suite. Remember these beautiful papers that are here. And the stamp set and the dies as well. So the stamp set and the dies. Of course, we've got our embellishments, and I didn't use it today, but we've got that lovely ribbon as well. So there we go. In my newsletter at the beginning of the month, I shared a couple of other cards using this suite. So if you are on my mailing list, you will have received those. If you're not on my mailing list, I'd love to encourage you to sign up. You will get exclusive tutorials that are just for my mailing list, other information, tips, inspiration, information about promotions and things. So if you want to sign up, go to stampwithangela.co.nz/free and you'll get sent a free tutorial, and then you'll get the beginning of the month newsletter, which includes those other tutorials. Now, last week I showed how you could make 2 cards from one sheet of the 6x6. So, for example, there is this paper here, and I made these 2 cards from it. So you'll see that's there, and then the left panel with a bit of embossing and things. And I've also used this cool hexagon stamp and punch. So if you missed out on that, check last week's Facebook Live. Then with another paper, this one here, I made these 2 cards using some crushed curry and things. So that on one side and that strip on the other. So you get 2 cards from one sheet, which is very cool. This, whoops, you get a bonus dimensional too. So these papers are very versatile. So you can use the dies, you can use other stamps and things, keep it fairly simple. The main focus is on the paper because they are beautiful on their own and things. Now the other thing for my, you would have seen if you subscribe to my mailing list, this month I've got a special promotion for the gilded gilded leafing, which is the gold leafing. I forgot to bring mine out today, but I'll share more information on it. If you buy a pot of the gilded leaf, then you get some 3 free tutorials of different ways of using it. So check out the beginning of the month newsletter for information on that. So that's my product spotlight for November. So chosen a particular product, and then some different ways of using it. So you purchase the product through me, and then you get sent these 3 free tutorials, which is cool too. All right, so if you've got any questions, please get in touch with me. I'll be happy to help you. I love these products. I love being able to share and inspire you. And if you'd like to order, please get in touch with me or order through me through my online store. If you've got any crafting questions, do let me know, because I'm sure if you've got them, others will as well. And maybe it's something I can share on my Facebook Live or in my newsletter as well. So lots of fun today. Love these cards and things and the dies and papers. Hope you do too. Remember, if you would like them, order it sooner rather than later, particularly the papers, because I'm sure they're going to be very popular and go quickly. All right, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again next week. But if you have any questions, then get in touch with me in between. Thanks so much for your time today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.